Instagram just rolled out 3 new features, and while some of them feel genuinely useful, others I have questions. There's a lot to unpack here, especially around privacy and how these updates might change the way we interact on the app. So today, I'll walk you through what these features are, how they work, how to find them, and my honest thoughts on whether they're worth using, plus one bonus feature that I think is actually the most underrated part of it all. I'm Natalia and I help you create better content and grow on social media, so let's do this. Probably the most controversial out of the recent Instagram updates is the friend map. Sadly, just like with most of the IG features we're getting these days, it's another ripoff, this time from Snapchat. Now, the way it works is that basically you can share your location with all your followers, with close friends only, the friend selection you choose, or with nobody at all. According to Instagram, it's a new lightweight way to connect between you and your friends. Now, it's supposed to be turned off by default, but there have already been people who said theirs was on automatically and they didn't even know that people could see their location. Now, I'm not gonna lie, maybe I'm too old for this, or maybe I'm too cautious as a public-facing creator myself, but this feels like a massive liability. Sure, you can turn it on for close friends only, but it's a bit too much of a privacy concern for me. But this is my approach. How about others? Now, I'm not alone in this. Loads of other creators actually express concern, especially if there are glitches and some people share their location without knowing. From the perspective of a brick and mortar business, the owner or the social team would be the ones sharing their location as opposed to, say, a store location. So again, it makes no sense. It might be cool for a travel influencer, but again, it comes back to privacy and safety concerns. I would never, ever do it. Now, to make sure it's turned off for you, go to settings, then story live in location and turn it off. Or on if that's your thing, of course. The part that I love, and this is why I'm not completely writing it off, is that even if you don't choose to share your location, you can still access the map to see content where location was used. This is where this feature actually shines. Something that not a lot of people know about Instagram is that you can actually search a location and then view the content tagged with it. It's inspiring and helps you check out amazing businesses or fun places to explore. Now, I use it all the time when I travel or when I plan trips and to explore places here around Edinburgh just to check them out. Now, with the map, any content with a location tagged will show up there so you can see reels, posts, stories from people you follow for 24 hours after posting. This will be brilliant for festivals, for concerts, and since it's still summertime here in the Northern Hemisphere at least, there's so much to explore. Instagram Map lives at the top of your inbox in your DMs, so that's where you'll find it. And it actually launched to the US audience on August 6th and will be rolling out globally very, very soon. Now, I've seen people elsewhere say they already have access, and I recall someone from Germany mention it in a comment, for example. And as always, it does take time for a full rollout, so if you don't see these features in your account, you just have to wait. And now if you have multiple accounts, you may see it in some, but not in others. But just to be on the safe side, pop to your settings to see if it's there and if hopefully you really aren't sharing your location with your entire following list. Next up, the Friends feed inside Reels. This update means that you can now see the content your friends interacted with, and it's supposed to foster connection and open conversations more easily about the content. This was rolled out on a smaller scale earlier this year, but it's now rolling out to everyone, and to access it, all you have to do is just to go to the Reels tab and then tap the Friends tab up there. Some think it's fun. Others shared that for them, it's a bit invasive. I don't know how I feel about it, frankly. On one hand, it's great because it showcases cool content or how people I know and I follow feel about something. But on the other hand, it kind of feels a little like a throwback to back in the day when we could see what everyone liked and commented on right in our notifications. Now, again, I don't know. It feels like a bit more pressure knowing that whatever I comment or like, my followers will see. Doesn't really feel like a great conversation starter necessarily, and I'm worried it might actually incline me to curate what I say even more. So again, something that's framed by Instagram as more of an opportunity to connect and encourage more casual engagement, for me, it kind of adds another layer of self-consciousness. This might be a me problem though. I'm curious how you feel about it, so let me know in the comments down below. And finally, Repost, the feature that I'm actually excited about. This is, of course, nothing new for those of you who are on TikTok. Just like myself, it's been available there for quite some time now. So again, very sadly, it's not much of an innovation, but more of a, let's call it more gently this time, a transplant from another platform. But it really is a great one. Just like Reposts are very popular on TikTok, on both creators and audiences, both love it. I think it has the same potential on IG. The way it works is that you can actually repost with just a a quick tap, so it's super easy to use, and it's then pushed to your followers' feed as a repost and also lives in the special new Repost tab on your profile. For me, it's a great way to humanize your profile and your brand. You can share whatever you like in there. It doesn't have to be your niche. And because it's so easy, it's not actually another thing that we have to worry about as creators. It doesn't really take more mental space. You like it, you just repost. You don't worry about being overly curated. And I'm going to be honest, I've been so tired of just sticking to a niche, posting like my mind occupies this very narrow scope of the world. And I'm so ready to embrace a little bit more and share other stuff more openly. Even if small, I think reposts are kind of helpful here because they allow us to tiptoe outside of the line of our niches a lot more. From the consumer side, it's also great because it highlights what the people I know or follow may like. It feels more lighthearted. There will be more variety because of it. And I don't always enjoy seeing reposts in stories as it used to or still works so far when people would just share their stuff that they liked in there but add no context. I definitely didn't like that part. I prefer the TikTok way because it's among other interesting stuff on my FYP. So I'm glad it's on Instagram now, even if it's a little bit more of an unoriginal feature. A very underrated thing that I don't see many people talk about is that if someone reposts your content, all the views, all the engagement are actually attributed to you. It's definitely a credit where credit is due type of a situation. Now, I can't count how many times someone stole my content and posted it to there saying, credit Natalia Kalinska without the at, so it wasn't even a mention, or they did mention me, but again, they never approached me for permission beforehand. If they credited or not, they would then use but it's for exposure for you, or I credited you, or it's of benefit to you too as an explanation, which is just not right at all. We all know it. Reposts actually solve that because if someone still grabs your content and reposts it without permission, they know. They could have done it through the feature without actually ripping you off. One feature that's been slightly underrepresented got mentioned on the creators page, and it's actually super useful for creators and small business owners. So I'm adding it here as an honorable mention, and it has to do with the analytics. We always want to know as much as we can about why our content is doing well or not. And something that I love about this new update is that when people liked your reel metric, which now shows a graph of the specific point when likes occurred. This can be a great indicator that something you said, maybe something you showed, or even the edit you had at this very moment contributed to more likes, and vice versa. When you see a clear drop-off, something then led people to not like it as much. This can help you structure your reels better in the future. It can help you edit more effectively, or even find your signature style if your particular audience consistently responds positively to something that you do in your reels. To find this insight, tap View Insights right next to the post you want to analyze, and then under interactions, you'll see when people liked your reel. And another useful bit, the same metric now also applies to carousels. If you view insights for them the same way, you'll see which slides actually attracted the most likes, which is helpful for the exact same reason. Apart from that, we also have post-level demographics. Before, we could only see demographics at the account level, but if a post does particularly well or something goes viral, maybe the demographics there might be a little different. To see this, go to the specific post you want to view again, and then scroll all the way down to the audience section. And finally, the new top follower drivers shows you which posts brought you the most followers. This is super helpful when analyzing performance and overall figuring out what to double down on. You'll find it under followers in your insights, so go to your profile, then tap the professional dashboard underneath your bio, and then you'll see the insight section. When you tap new followers, you'll see it as a metric right there. These are very useful, very actionable updates that can actually help us move the needle. So I absolutely had to mention them there. And if you already got these features or not, let me know down below. And I'd love to know which ones you're on board with, which ones you're skipping, and what you think in general about what Instagram is doing right now. I also have this video right here where I covered the most recent Instagram post size change. And to make it much easier for you, I've added some free templates for you to download as well. So go watch it now and make sure you subscribe to learn more about content creation, and like this video if you enjoyed it. It really means a lot when you do. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.